So here the question says, read the instructions carefully and answer the questions. There are maths, science, and English scores given to you in the table. All the values in the bar chart are multiples of 5%. So it's a stacked bar graph. These three figures add up to 100%. These three add up to 100%. These three add up to 100%. This clearly showing that whatever score Larry has got in the three subjects, this percentage, that is 25%, he got in maths. The remaining, this 65% he got in science, and this 15% he got in English. Same is true for Hamish and Shai as well. After that, some more information is there. Larry got more marks than anyone else. And for each of the three friends, the mark obtained is an integer. Some of the marks scored in the three subjects are less than 100. Now, if I look at these percentages, Larry has got 25%. This figure is 25%. Now, 25 to 85, that is 60%. And 85 to 100, that is 15%. Similarly, for Hamish, this figure is 55%. Then 55 to 80, it is 25%. And then remaining is 20%. And Shai has got 35% in mathematics, 35 to 50, that is 15% in science, the remaining 50% in English. That means Larry has got 1/4 of his marks in maths, 3/5 of his marks in science, and 3/20 of his marks in English. Hamish has got 11/20 of his marks in maths, 1/4 in science, 1/5 in English. And Shai has got 7/20 of his marks in maths, 3/20 of the marks in science, and 1/2 of the marks in English. Now the point is that when I look at Larry, the question says the marks obtained in every subject is an integer. His score must be a multiple of 4. Total score must be a multiple of 4. Otherwise, 1/4 would not be an integer. Total score must be a multiple of 5 as well. Total score must be a multiple of 20 as well. So his total score must be a multiple of 20. In a similar way, Hamish's total score should also be a multiple of 20. Shai's total score should also be a multiple of 20. These all must be having a total score of at least 20. And marks scored in three subjects were less than 100. Right? Some of the marks scored in three subjects were less than 100. Another important point is Larry got marks which are more than anyone in each of the three subjects. Now, there is an important point. Larry has got the minimum marks here, that is 15%. And in this subject, Shai got 50%. So, can I say 3/20 of Larry's marks should be greater than 1/2 of Shai's marks? Whatever marks are Shai is getting in English, right? Let us say his total score is S. So, in English, he got 1/2 S. This 1/2 S should be less than Larry's score here. So 3/20 of L should be greater than 1/2 S. From that, I can say L should be greater than 10/3 S. L should be greater than 10/3 S. That means L is greater than 3.33 times of S. And L has to be less than 100. Can I say the only possibility is that Shai must have scored 20, because even if Shai scores 40, then Larry will have to score more than 3.33 times of 40, which will be more than 100. But Larry cannot score more than 100. Rather, no one can. So if Shai scores 20, in that case, Larry must be scoring more than 10/3 times of 20. That is more than 66.66. And he has to score a multiple of 20 less than 100. So Larry must have scored a total of 80. Shai must have scored a total of 20. Larry must have scored a total of 80. Now, if I look at the scores of Larry and Shai, what are the scores? Let's just write them. Larry has got 1/4 of 80, that is 20. 3/5 of this, that is equal to 48. And 3/20 of this, which is equal to 12. His scores are 7/20 of is 7. 3/20 is 3. Half is 10. Now, the scores of Hamish should also be less than that of Larry. Hamish has scored 11/20 of his total in maths. And Larry's score is 20. Can I say Hamish cannot even score 40 now? He also have to score a multiple of 20. Even if he scores 40, his score in mathematics would become 22, which is more than that of Larry, which is not a possibility. So Hamish too must have scored 20 only. So I can surely say Larry must have scored 80, Hamish must have scored 20, Shai must have scored 20, and that's it. Now we can do questions on this. What were the marks of Shai in mathematics? In mathematics, he must have scored 35% of 20, which is equal to 7. So answer is option A. Next. What is the total sum of the marks of the three subjects of all the three students together? We have clearly seen it is 80 plus 20 plus 20, that is 120. B option is correct. And what were the total marks in English of all the three subjects taken together? Now, in English, I see that Larry has scored 15% of 80, which is 12. Hamish has scored 20% of 20, which is 4. And Shai has scored 50% of 20, which is 10. They all add up to 26. So my right answer for question number 15 is option C, 26.